Hey guys, it's Yellz0. Step into my office, will you? Step in. As you can see, I'm at my desk. Can you see that? I don't know. I can't, the viewfinder is very small. But, as you can see from the title of this video, I am going to be discussing some important matters. I may have posted a video online saying that I thought Superman was better than Fantastic Four, and it might have struck a nerve among some people. There's something weighing heavy on my chest, and I must share it. Superman was better than Fantastic Four. I had to say it. Or maybe not. I had people agreeing with me. But I just wanted to make a sort of all-encompassing video on why I stand 10 toes down on that fact. On why I think Superman is eons better than Fantastic Four. But for the sake of the video, I'll just say is better than Fantastic Four. Not saying Fantastic Four is bad, just saying I liked Superman more. Okay, anyways, but before we jump into the video, don't forget, here are my social medias. Follow them if you'd like. Also, I would like you to, so maybe you should follow them, please. Thank you. Okay, love you, bye. Okay, so I have on my phone here that's plugged in, because I never have it charged, some things I wrote about the differences between Superman and Fantastic Four that I just feel like Superman blew it out of the park. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yellz, are you even qualified to talk on such things? No! Not even a little bit. I am not qualified to make this video at all. I am a very passive watcher of superhero films. I haven't seen all. I enjoy, but no, I am no expert. So this is coming from just an average everyday girlie's viewpoint, such as myself making this video. So if you agree, thank you, and if you don't, you might have better ground to stand on than me, who doesn't really know much. But enough yapping, here's my take. When I went to see Superman in theaters, I left that theater sobbing. You might be like, it wasn't a sad film. Why were you leaving sobbing? Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen these movies, well, geez, you shouldn't watch this. So anyways, let's just start at the end, shall we, of Superman. How it ends when they show him his adopted parents and they say, play the message from his parents. It calms him, as a reference to when he would play his actual parents from Krypton. Anyway, and they play his own parents. I sobbed. Because as a person who has a dead parent themselves, I just felt such a closeness to it. I don't know, I felt seen, I felt heard, okay? So let's just put that out of the way. I'm a little bit biased to Superman because I also have a dead parent. Anyway, but that moved me. It moved me. I think the overall consensus to me is that Superman as a film moved me more than Fantastic Four. I went into Superman knowing, like, yeah, I know Superman. I know the original. I know Henry Cavill's version. Like, I know how he's been portrayed over the past movies. I had high hopes for this one because it's a James Gunn film and love Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a shot, you know? I think I watch more Marvel films, if anything, but you know, let's give a DC a shot here. And I went into it high hopes. It exceeded my expectations. It was a little bit weird how it counted down the time. I feel like that could have been done a little differently if I had to change something about it. I mean, that was kind of quick at its pacing. But I always felt like throughout the whole movie, there was never a boring moment. It just kept going. Even if the pace was considered quick, it still felt like every moment mattered. Does that make sense? I feel like it don't make sense. Anyway, Superman as a whole, who he is, who he stands for, is just a man trying to be a good man. The hope core that movie gave me, like, he's not trying to show you his ripped abs and how strong his muscles are and how shredded and jacked he is. He's just like, hey, I care about people and I'm going to save that damn squirrel. And I don't care that if that might seem silly or foolish to other people, I'm going to do it because I am a good person. And it made me reflect on my own actions and would think, would I save the squirrel if I were Superman? Yes, I would, but it makes you think. He had good intentions. He's a good, sweet man. That's a little bit of my Superman rant, but how do we even start this? How do I even compare these? Let's just start. David Cornsweet versus Pedro Pascal as two leading men in these movies. Who's hotter? David Cornsweet. And I'm sorry if you're a Pedro Pascal lover. Do I think he's attractive? Of course. Is he the most attractive in comparison to David Cornsweet? No, David Cornsweet. Love you, David Cornsweet. I love him. He was amazing. And Pedro Pascal did an amazing job in his role as Mr. Fantastic. I am not ever gonna deny that. He carried himself in a way I was convinced he was that character. It didn't feel fake or like he was Pedro Pascal. He felt like Mr. Fantastic. But what I'm saying is that I just feel like David Cornsweet stood out more. So scared what people are gonna say in these comments on my opinion. I never post my opinions like this. I try to not stay opinionated. I try to just stay out of things. I am passionate about Superman that I have to share this video. Anyway, I just feel like he was a hard hitter. I love Lois Lane. I felt like she was awesome. I think I'm biased because I liked her in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I just felt like I believed it. I believed their little banter when he was getting interviewed by her. And she pressed him. She pressed him hard, and I appreciated that approach. I believed their love story. I believed their chemistry. Is that crazy to say? No. Okay, one thing I will touch on that was so silly in Superman. Sorry, Marilyn is literally passed out in the back. She's like, girl, I do not care about your Superman opinions. Well, I do. At the end, right when they lay Superman down to like relax and recharge, whatever, and Supergirl comes in and Crypto jumps on her, whatever. And then she's like all drunk, whatever, and he's like, she has to go to the red planets to get drunk because of our metabolisms. We don't metabolize alcohol the same way we would red planets. And it was like, Superman, Clark, we didn't need that. We could have gotten to that conclusion if you just said, at those red planets again. You know, something like, you have to go to the planets with the red suns because planets with the yellow suns, our alcohol doesn't work because it doesn't metabolize correctly. We didn't need all that. That was just so silly. Sometimes the exposition was like, all right, we get it. And I felt like with Fantastic Four, me personally, I felt like they were playing into like the exposition, explaining the exposition like too much to me, where I felt like they thought I was stupid. The scene where they're seeing how the planets disappear, and then Johnny Storm is like, do you think the planets disappearing might have something to do with the girl on the surfboard? I mean, I guess that's the joke. Maybe I'm not getting the joke, but it's like, we get it. Johnny, shh. I don't need you to explain that. I know. I don't know. I also don't think it moved me. Fantastic Four as a premise, awesome, amazing. I liked it. What I liked specifically the most about Fantastic Four was the futuristic 60s aesthetic. Like, it was so sick. It was awesome. I loved it. The vibe of the film felt really cool, but I just don't think that's enough, right? For me to like just the aesthetic. I don't know. Let's just talk about one thing. Megalophobia. I think I suffer from this. Megalophobia, it's the fear of extremely large objects.
It's ironic.
When I look up at a skyscraper, I get scared. I get spooked. And I realized this, I didn't know this was a thing, but people who get spooked by like huge things like cruise ships when they're way too close to you, or like the Eiffel Tower and you're like right next to it, that spooks me out. I'm like, it's too big. When I saw the Lincoln Memorial, I was like quivering. I was like, oh, he's too big. Anyway, megalophobia. Galactus was terrifying to me. And maybe that was the point. Maybe it was supposed to scare me. But as a girly who gets scared of looking at the Washington Monument, what do you mean? He's before the dawn of time. He's so far back, he's before everything. He's a god, right? That's so terrifying. He's terrifying. He's a terrifying supervillain. And I guess that's the point, right? Like, you want your supervillain to be scary. Lex Luthor isn't as scary, you know? He's stern and he's mean, but you know, he's not as spooky. I was spooked. And I don't know what that says, right? Okay, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. That might be a plus for Fantastic Four to other people, but to me, I was spooked. Same with space. Love Interstellar as a movie. Did it trip me out? Absolutely. I get scared. The big screen and I'm in space looking out and they're showing the Earth. What is it called? A rocket. You're up in the rocket and you're like, anyway, that scares me. So I was already kind of scared in this film, and it's all about traveling through space and wormholes, and I'm like, oh, geez. So it wasn't exactly the film for me. But hey, that's a personal take. And other people might love space and thought that was cool, so. Second, let's address the music. Superman's music, tenfold better. It didn't even need much music. What did it have, 2-3 songs? The Mr. Terrific scene, peak cinema. I don't think Fantastic Four had a scene like that you can compare. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, the music was great. Also the line of being like, you trust everybody, you think everybody's beautiful. And he's like, well, maybe that's the real punk rock. That is the real punk rock Superman. Having a kind heart. Oh my God. Guys, I love this movie. I will never stop talking about it. I just love it so much. It really moved me. And both movies speak to Hope Core for sure, you know, but Superman was like ultra mega Hope Core. I mean, it was incredible. I also think that, I guess, you know, superhero movies, they were in a point of time where it was cool to be like grunge and tough and metal and shit. Then as time goes on, I think James Gunn was like, what if we just like made these superheroes like fun? And yeah, it's kind of cringe. It is. I am not denying that. Superman was kind of corny. Absolutely. I will stand on that. But it knew it was, and it played into it and was like, F it, I don't care if I'm cringe. We have a message, we're gonna send it, we're gonna say it, and we're gonna play into the fact that it's a little corny, it's a little cringe. Superman's a little dorky dude. And I feel like Fantastic Four was cringe too, but it didn't want to admit it. It didn't want to admit that it was cringe. It was like, no, we're not cringe. We're cool. I don't know, does that make sense? Does that make sense? But anyways, back to Henry Cavill's. That wasn't Superman to me. That's not my Superman. Superman to me is a guy who landed in the middle of the Midwest, was raised by some farmers, was taught how to be a good person, and used that to his advantage. And I truly believe that with all my heart, and I love it. I love it. I did love the glasses, the hypno glasses. So fun. Oh, so fun. And also, need I not forget 1A, 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 1A. I think that woke Marilyn up. Incredible. Cinema. Peak. The romance in Superman was better, right? I mean, Fantastic Four, yes, they have the baby that is beautiful. However, the romance was budding in Superman. It just felt so new. So hot and heavy. So in the beginning of a relationship thing where you feel the tension. And that did something for me, okay? I shipped it. Are people still saying they ship things? And I just think Superman's monologue at the end, well, in the office with Lex Luthor, and he's all like, you might think that I'm an alien and I'm not a person, but I still feel. And I feel and I get sad and I get scared because I'm still a human or something like that. He feels. It's okay to feel. At the end of the day, Superman tells us it's okay to be scared. Bravery is not being scared. It's being scared and still doing it anyways. And I remind myself that every day when I do something that scares me. So I just think it was a cute little reminder that like, it's okay to be nice. It's good to be the good guy. You don't have to be tough all the time. Like, you get scared, it's okay. And I loved it. And it gave me so much love in my heart. I have so much love for that movie, and it's very sweet and sentimental to me. So, I think after me yapping for like 20 minutes on this, I think I need to end it. Guys, overall, I think this video is me talking about Superman for 95% of it and 5% of me just talking about Pedro Pascal. So, you know what? Sorry. Anyways, like I said, Superman is better than I was gonna say Pedro Pascal. No shade to him, okay? He's awesome. Superman is better than Fantastic Four. I said it. Yellz0 stated it. I stand on it. And yeah, so thanks for listening to me yap about Superman mostly. So if you liked it, make sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and to also follow me on my social medias, again listed right here. And there's Marilyn right there. How cute is she? How cute is she? She also likes Superman more, even though she didn't see him. She trusts her mommy's opinion. Always trust mommy's opinion. Julia's calling me, hello. Yeah, I have friends. There you go, I have friends. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.